Miguel here. Today, we'll be diving into winter training, exploring if indoor cycling is right for you, and how do I stay consistent during these cold New Mexico months. I'm also going to review the Wahoo Kickr Move, and why I like it better than my old Peloton, along with my thoughts and tips on Zwift, the video game-like software that has me totally hooked. Let's hop on the bike. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would you even want to ride a bike inside? The whole premise of a bike is to go outside, a means to go from point A to point B. And yet, here I am, pedaling away in a small room, watching fake me traverse fake mountains. This is Zwift. Zwift, gamified experience, is incredibly engaging, even addicting. And here are my tips to making the most of it. Tip number 1, get some style early. You don't have to look like a beginner or a noob. Use the online codes to get you some swag from day one. For example, press B, type the code Radavist. So you go to the menu, garage, jerseys, select your new kit from the Radavist. Pretty sick, huh? This way, everyone knows that you have better taste in bikes than them. Tip number 2, understanding racing dynamics. Racing in Zwift is exciting if you know how to take advantage of the in-game tactics and pay attention to 2 things. Drafting. If your avatar is upright, you're drafting from others and saving energy. And if you're at the front and crunch down in aero position, that means you're taking all the resistance for others. Power-ups. These are earned during a race when you pass arches like at the end of KOM or sprints. You can use them to become lighter or more aero, even heavier, so you can descend faster. They definitely make for a more entertaining race when used at the right time, and make sure you use them before you lose them. Tip number 3, use the drop shop. This is where you spend your hard-earned digital money. You earn drops by riding, and you can spend them on new bikes or wheels. The items have a star rating for weight and aerodynamics, and you can choose gear that matches your events, like a lightweight bike for a climbing event or a super aero bike for a time trial. But you know me, I'm gonna go for the metal bike over here. Tip number 4, understanding erg mode versus sim mode. Erg mode is your smart training being smart. This is ideal for structured training. The trainer adjusts resistance automatically to keep your target power without needing to shift. You can focus on the cadence and the effort, and the trainer takes care of the rest. Sim or simulation. This mode is designed for racing or exploring the map in a more realistic way. The resistance adjusts depending on terrain for a more realistic experience. Last winter, I trained on a Peloton, but it got boring really fast. Enter the Wahoo Kickr Move, which has completely changed my indoor riding experience. Using my own bike on the trainer gets me a familiar feeling, and the Kickr Move really shines in its movement. It allows for front to back and a little bit of side to side movement, thanks to the squishy feet. The movement is especially noticeable when sprinting, and less noticeable in the saddle. And even though a road-like feeling is impossible to recreate, this trainer does a great job at making you feel less static. There are many in-depth reviews about this trainer. I like the one from DC Rainmaker that touches on accuracy, noise levels, and compares it with other high-end trainers. The reviews are all great, and it's not surprise. Wahoo has been dialing in the Kickr since 2012, and it shows. Now that I got a great setup, my biggest focus will be to stay consistent and keep it interesting. To help with consistency, every time I have an easy session or zone 2, I like to catch up on my favorite shows. These are usually easy to digest that don't require too much focus to follow the plot. It's a good incentive to hop on the bike when I really don't feel like it. Another way to keep things fresh is to mix it up. Swap a hard, structured session for a Zwift race occasionally. I also recommend finding a really good saddle that you love. So, the big question, is indoor cycling for you? If you're not totally convinced, let's talk about some of the benefits of indoor cycling. convenience for busy schedules. As a professional or a parent, being able to squeeze in a workout before the day starts or after the kiddo's bedtime is a total game changer. Bad weather. When it's freezing or pouring rain, riding indoors can keep you active while being comfortable and safe. When you're injured, indoor training can be super helpful to keep your fitness during recovery. A prime example of this is Matthew Heyman winning the 2016 Paris-Roubaix. Zwift is just like a video game. There are different levels or categories for racing, and it has its own in-game currency for you to spend on bikes or wheels. And finally, multitasking. Zone 2 rides or recovery rides are perfect for catching up with your favorite shows or even do a little bit of work. I do believe indoor cycling has something for everyone. The busy adults, the injured athlete, or those facing really harsh winters where riding outdoors is almost impossible. I know I can't go very long without riding my bike, and this setup helps me to stay fit, and Zwift keeps it really fun and engaging. I know from the outside it can seem dull and repetitive, but with the right setup and mindset, this can be a very powerful training tool. Thank you for watching the Race Metal series by the Radavist. Alright, see you guys in the next one.